Almost got that. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I'm waiting to connect now. I think hello, hello. All right, my mics are working. Hola, mi amores. How are you guys doing out there today? It's a rainy 62 degrees out here in the mountains. Can you all hear me? All right, I'm going to start it off. How's everyone doing? Did you get your popcorn? Go get your popcorn. Hi, AAH Radio Plus, streaming live, probably. Whoever's streaming, whatever way you're tuning in, thank you for joining me. I'm Judge Desire for Knowledge, and you are watching Judge Desire for Knowledge TV, talk radio channel on YouTube and IAAH Radio Plus. Today's show is Know Your Truth, Real Talk. I do that every Saturday at 3. And the subject today, thank you. I appreciate that. And the segment for today is pretty interesting. So I wanted to bring it because actually this is the end of the month, right? Are we in May soon? Yeah. Actually, this is the last Saturday of the month, and I always promise my Legal Matters show. I'm changing that name to Legal Affairs because I don't want it to be, isn't up. Yeah. I'm in there. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on then. I'm going to check the, hold on people. Hello, hello. I'm checking the stream. Okay, audio says it's closed. Well, I don't know. Has something to do with their channel then. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe you need to let them know. Maybe I should close out. What do you think? All right. I'm going to close out on that one. Oh, okay. So, all right. Do you want me to go back in? Are you hearing music? I want to start this show. I don't want to hold anyone up. Don't go in? All right. Let me know if you want me to go in. I want to move forward with this. So, as I was stating, games people play, everybody plays the fool. All right. I use my segments. Now, forgive me, everyone. I'm going to go back. Every last Saturday of the month, I do legal matters. I'm changing that to legal affairs because I don't want it to have matters in it anymore because it's confusing with Black Lives Matters, this and that, and all this matters. God matters is what it is. Children matter. But everybody matters, right? So I decided to I don't want people thinking that I'm influencing them with legal matters. That's not what I meant. So instead, I'm going to change the show's name to Legal Affairs, which should have been on today, but I wanted to have some fun with you guys, so I'm going to move forward right now and move on with another episode of Games People Play. So I have a few of these sequences on relationships, legal affairs, family affairs, and this Games People Play. Once in a while I'll throw them all in there, and monthly at the end of every Saturday of the month is Legal Matters. So next week, come check that out, Legal Matters, which is now Legal Affairs. So let's get back to what this whole topic's about. Did your popcorn pop yet? All right. If it did or didn't, go get it. Games People Play this week this sequence is Everybody Plays the Fool. Love, lies, and looking silly. And so this always occurs where everybody plays the fool. I remember my parents playing that song. You guys know that song? Tell me, shout it out. Everybody Plays the Fool. Remember that? I remember hearing it all the time in my house. And so I just want to welcome you to the show. Like, share, and subscribe. On this episode, we're not just going to talk about relationships. We're going to expose the games people play in them, which is really important because the more we're aware, the better it is. And this isn't a channel to hit anybody over the head with. It's just a channel that you can come to for empowerment, self-improvement. Like myself, I'm empowering myself. I do daily self-improvement because nobody's all that improved. Everyone needs to self-improve all the time, work on themselves all the time, I should say. And that's what I do to better myself, for me, not for the world, not for competition. So don't worry, ladies, and don't worry, gents. I'm not out there for that, because if you know yourself well, there's no competition, right, ladies and gentlemen? Exactly. So this segment will show how everybody plays the fool, okay? And when I say everybody, I mean in dating, marriage, or breakups. It doesn't matter the stage. Everybody walks in thinking they're most valuable person, the MVP, most valuable person, and somehow walks out looking like they got benched by their own bad decisions. Who hasn't done that? I've done it in the past. I try not to do it now. But you know what those bad decisions did for me? And it's not negative. This is how I bring a negative to a positive. I said, wow, it actually taught me a lesson. So I say thank you to those that taught me a lesson out there. Who's ever watching my channel and sees me today, and you are my enemy or not, thank you for the lessons. I appreciate you. I really do. So the bad decisions I've made, and I hope for you all out there, will turn into a situation that is a learning tool, because that's what we all need. Because let's be honest, nobody's innocent. Everybody plays a role in everything they do. And at some point, everybody plays the fool. What's that song? Everybody plays the fool sometime. That's all I remember, because, of course, I was young. So being that I didn't know all of it. And I hear it once in a while, but I wish I had that for the background, right? But I didn't want to have any copyright problems, so, on YouTube. So we're going to start with the games people play in dating. The tryout phrase. You remember that phrase when you're just starting out, and it's the tryout. You're going to try out each other. You don't know that then, but just know that dating isn't love. It's a job interview with flirting, which is true. Yes or no? We all have done it where, I got to get this job, but it's instead, I got to get this man, or I got to get this girl, woman. And so let's talk about the most common games that people play in dating, okay? The I'm busy game. Remember that? Everybody's always too busy for the other person. I like you, but not enough to stop scrolling. You text, they respond 6 hours later. Oh man, sorry, I just saw this. Remember those days? They turn off their phones. Oh, the battery died a few hours ago. You was trying to reach me? And things like, you cool? I've been through this one. The ringer must have been off. I was like, I'll be calling you all day just to get not your attention, but something I needed. Had I known you were going to turn off your phone, that's how some people are. They actually turned it off. The ringer wasn't off. You turned it off. But as you grow and when you're young, you realize, okay, I got you now. I know what's up. If you don't realize it soon enough, then it will realize you, and you get caught up in stuff. So be careful with that. Get a clear understanding of what it is you know and they know, and you both believe together as one. Because the reality check here is you ignore things early, and we all do, that you complain about later. And that is the truth. And instead of complaining about it, I think and I believe that people should actually address that issue as a learning lesson instead of complaining later. Yeah, we're all not thinking of that at that moment. But turn it around and then start thinking, yeah, you know what? This was a learning lesson. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to go to what I call the highlight reel game. Where you highlight everything. Everybody's perfect for the first 90 days. He's attentive. She's supportive. Nobody farts, nobody argues, and everybody eats salad type of thing. Yeah, that. This isn't reality. This is marketing. You're selling the lie. So be careful with getting sold the lie, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that's where you play the fool at. You sell this lie, you get into relationships, and I've seen this in and outside the courtroom, in other people's lives. I've seen it happen to them where someone plays that, oh my God, they don't fart. They don't go to the bathroom the way everybody else do. You know those things. And so when they're all that and everything, I guess that's what you would think. That's exactly what I meant. And then you find out they were nothing at all what you intended them to be, because the breakdown comes really fast for some. And for some, you can be oblivious forever. and not watch what's going on around you. But that's on you. You can either be attentive and see what's going on, or just let it happen to you. All right, because this is selling the lie, and there's a lot of people that sell the lie out there, ladies and gentlemen. Do not get caught up in that. Um, and usually there's another game we call the one who cares the less. That one is also something else, isn't it? Like, the less you care, the more power you have. Those are power games. Don't forget that, okay? Okay, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, those are power games. Who wants to start off with power games in relationships, though? If you're looking for fun and games, then you know what? I don't think people should still play with people's minds. Still be an adult about it, But either way, those power games is no joke. If you can't pick up on a power game, well, learn it from here on my channel, Just Desire for Knowledge, okay? TV Talk Radio. Come and check it out, because I will show you the games I've seen in the court and outside the court, and in other people's personal relationships, work experience, life experience, period. All right, just watching people, because I like to analyze people in the way they act in the court, and I address the issues with, you know what, this is something I'm going to take a note of. Not being publicly announcing their names and stuff like that, but addressing it. So now, when you think that you are playing power games with the other person instead of creating a relationship that's strong, we're now saying that two people who actually like each other, that's what we're seeing, that they're pretending they don't. So you all like each other, but you're pretending you don't now. Because that's what power play does. Well, I'm going to care the less than, if he doesn't like me enough, I'm not going to show myself. I've been always a caring person. In relationships, people always said, friends, you care a lot. No, because I care about people, just not the relationship. But if I'm in a relationship, I'm going to care even more. I'm not trying to overly care, but I do not play the game. If I play less, maybe they'll play more. I don't have time for games. Games are for kids, right? You remember that commercial? I think it's a bunny. Tricks are for kids, that one. Yeah, I don't have time for games. I don't have time for tricks. Tricks are for tricks, actually, if you think about it. Get it? Those who know. What I just said. So now you got two people who actually like each other pretending they don't. Who's the fool here? Really? It's ridiculous. Games and more games. The result, two actors both acting the fool. What do you get out of that? Two acting the fool. So that's in dating. Now we're going to go to the games people play in marriages. Oh boy, here we go. I'm always going on that one, right, guys? Because sometimes your dating could lead to marriage. I don't know of any marriage that just started out of the blue unless they were arranged. And in our culture here in the United States, we don't have that unless I don't know about it, because no one's arranging someone for me. I arrange my own. I take care of my own. I don't need no parent arranging family arrangements. I don't know, but that's their culture. I respect that. Don't bring it here, United States. Oh, no. Us women here, we're not going to have it. Right, ladies? Anyway, we're talking about the marriage games now. And now the mask slips off, okay? Check this out. Marriage is where the real personalities start clocking in. First, you got the common games, the scoreboard, the scorekeeping games. Remember those? I did the dishes. Yeah, I watched the kids today. Well, I pay the bills. I stayed faithful. Well, I cook you dinner every night, and etc., etc., etc. It keeps going on and on and on. Now it's not a marriage, it's a scoreboard. So this is what the difference is between dating and marriages, okay? Marriage, they keep a scoreboard, and it's understandable. You live together every day, and someone wants to outdo the other all the time. But then again, this is another type of game. Like, why do we have to outdo each other? We're one. We there's no competition here. We do it together. We are together. We're one. Like the biblical way says, a marriage is one, built together. Okay. Then you got the mind reading game in marriages that people play. The games people play in mind reading games. You know about that. If you're not married, you still know about that in dating, because it happens. You should know what's wrong all the time. That person's supposed to know what's wrong with you. There's no communication, just expectations, because now I'm not going to talk to this person because I'm expecting them to call me, text me, write me. whatever, FaceTime me, whatever. You didn't read their mind. Now you're the villain. Okay, this happens all over the place. Oh wow, he didn't read my mind. She didn't read my mind. I mean, come on. What we supposed to know? You didn't tell us that. And sometimes we take that a little overboard. That someone's supposed to know what you felt meant. Why don't you just open your mouth, vocally express it to others, let them know in the relationship, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. That's standing out. That's laying all the factors on the table. That's getting it out there, right? And then you get the silent treatment afterward. No one starts talking, both waiting for the other to break. I mean, these are two grown ass adults acting the fool. So who's playing the fool now? Okay? So when we point fingers at other people in our relationship, your partner, or whomever, your wife or your husband, you're playing the and acting the fool as well. You're joining in the participation. Because when two grown adults act the fool, the reality check here on marriages, the marriage isn't failing because of one person. It's two people refusing to stop playing the fool. So when two people stop refusing to play the fool, this is what you get. And even in dating, you don't even have to be married, but this is just because marriage is, you're there every day, you're dealing with someone daily, you live with them, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't need to explain that to you guys. You know what that is. And then we get to the breakup games. People who, the games people play in breaking up. You know that game, right? A lot of people fake break up. I've seen it in the court. They'll go get an order of protection, have the judge sign it. Now, this was when I first started, and I worked, my first place was family court. And I'm just going to tell you a story. I didn't realize how fake people were until I went into family court, how fake some relationships are. Long story short, as I'm talking about breakup games, here's part of the game. Don't go to the court system trying to get an order of protection because the husband, the wife, man, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, doesn't want to be with you no more. Please, please don't take your low energies over there because the game's no longer going to be played. When I was first start in the courts, I remember my judge had stopped beeping. He had put do not do this, do not do that in the order. To find out they got back together and they were disobeying the order. Okay, then they got into something really, really harsh. I don't know if the guy left or the girl. It doesn't matter what it is. I forgot. But these two played the game so much that at the end, it became serious where it was almost a criminal offense. Let's just leave it there. And so it came out in the New York Times. So my judge was tagged as not putting in enough things of reaching. For instance, you're supposed to put in telephone, no calls, no coming over, not 100 yards from each other, et cetera, and he left one thing out. So the clerk that day, and I don't know who it was, but I'm glad I wasn't the person. They forgot to put it in, and he ended up in the New York Times because that relationship became so obnoxious that it ended up in the New York Times. So basically, people play a lot of games is what I'm trying to say, and we can't take any more of those games. So please don't bring it here because you want a restraining order. I said this on my other show, or temporary order protection because you don't want your girlfriend or boyfriend dating other people, and you're going to find a way for them to be miserable or stop seeing someone else because they're not seeing you. Let's get over ourselves. I mean, it's time to grow up. Seriously, the court system is not a game, and I wouldn't want to bring my information to a courthouse anyway. You're on record. I mean, why can't you amicably just work stuff out? I'll still have a job because there's always going to be those low energy people, criminals and everything else out there that's not going to follow the rules or anything anyway. So I'm not worried about it. By the time they start following the rules, I'll probably be retired. So I'm going to have a job. So basically it's about you. It's embarrassing. It's a low life thing to be doing to yourselves. Unless you're pulled in there, try not to go there. Unless you need to, Please keep your business to yourselves. Try to be adults. Take it seriously and work together. Try to work as, if you can't work together, honestly, then I understand. Get a mediator, a church member, someone, a friend that can do it for you. Try not to bring everything to the court system. Yeah, because everything gets worse and the children pay the price the most, not adults, unfortunately. So that is the breakup games. We're going to go through that now because that was just an example of how games are played with breakup games. This is called the exit strategy circus. Now, the exit strategy circus is, you know, when someone tries to exit, but they come back, those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about. So here comes the drama. And those common games are usually the victim narrative game. Suddenly it was all the other person's fault and you were perfect. Please, I know you weren't perfect there in that situation. So stop blaming the other. You didn't just fall into a bad relationship, you participated in it. And that's what's needed to be told. If you participated in it, then you're a part of it. Don't exclude yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You are a part of the game. Then you got that rebound, right? Games people play in rebound, illusion games. Okay, let me tell you, those rebound games is no joke. That's when you don't heal yourself and you don't wait and say, let me take time for myself. You're so angry at the other person, you want to jump into another relationship. Let's keep it 100%. Oh, wow. Hello. All right, go check her boutique shop out. They got some nice lingerie and other stuff you can go check out. Females, go check her out. She's on Facebook. And what's the whole name, honey? Tell me. I can't see that whole name here. Spy. Oh, my God. I'll come back. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. I forgot right now because I just got on a subject. But it's a beautiful boutique shop. She's on Facebook, all social media. And she's going to print it out for me in a second. So, of course, SP Boutique Shop, right. Okay, so we're moving on to the rebound illusion game, which is one of the games a lot of people play. You're welcome. KK, I love you, girl. Thanks for joining. The I've moved on new person, you know, I've moved on. And automatically it's a new person and it's immediate, okay? It's like the translation here was, I found someone to distract me, you know, because that's what happens on rebounds. It's not a second. They've moved on. That's all you ever hear. I've moved on. I've moved on. I've moved forward and upward. But bam, there's a new person immediately, like less than a month or so, or less than that. And the translation is, to me and a lot of people, you mean you found someone to distract you, because that's all it is. And most likely a placeholder, because usually that's what happens when you automatically don't heal from things that have happened to you in a relationship. Even if you want to go back to that person, you still got to heal from it. So what you do is you give yourself some time. I'm not an advisor here on love. Believe me, I made my mistakes. But I'm going to say from experience, from people's past experiences, personal experience I've seen from other people, and life experience, including those I see in the courthouse, because everything there is relationship. Yeah, take your time, a break, because most likely you're with a placeholder. That person wants to come back to the person. All right, not all the time. So you need to heal instead of jumping into another relationship with a placeholder. And if you guys know what a placeholder is, that's a person that's there temporarily until that person says, you know what, I made a mistake. I'm going to go back to whomever I was with before, my ex-wife, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-husband, my ex-boyfriend, whatever. Those are placeholders who's ever been there waiting around, and then they get angry. Those placeholders get real angry, but that's another show. You know what, I might do the next one on that the next time I bring out games people play. But here in reality, the reality check is that new relationship is not love. Not when you get jumped out of it. It's like Novocaine. You know, you're healing your pain a different way instead of self-healing for yourself. You're bringing someone else into the picture, and usually that can be dangerous. I've seen those triangles where one leaves that person, the other person gets left, and whoa, it goes on and on like popcorn. It's like, wow. You know, you created this yourself. So sometimes we just got to stop and say, you know what? I know I'm just going to stay by myself, love myself, be aware of what's going on so that I can do that. And if you choose to go back to that person, you're better. You're a better person. You don't go for placeholders or someone to distract you from the person you want to be with. Be a man, be a woman, and deal with it by yourself. And then if that's what you want to do, you move forward and you do so. And if you don't, you don't. It's just simple. It's basically, it's called adulthood. It's called maturity. What? Just told someone the same thing you're saying. These young women don't listen. I know. Oh, wait a minute. Believe me, from what I've seen and what I know, and even I'm not going to say where or what or whom, the many men I've seen, um, older women do it too. It's not just the young ones. The older ones are like oblivious. Some of them, they're never gonna learn. If you haven't learned right now, you're not learning no time soon. Young, we probably can help change the young people, because I think all people can change, let's just say. But if you're still doing it and you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, I don't believe you're going to change now. I can't. I hope, you know, but that's a good one. It's not just the young women don't listen. Old women don't listen, or older, mature women, I should say, in a nice way. They don't listen either. You see how many of these older women are doing the same thing, young women, like they haven't learned. Those are little girls that haven't grown up to be adults yet. You know, when little girls deal with little boys, then real women like us come out there and meet them. We're dealing with a little boy because he dated a little woman. Not little, let's just say little girls. All right, so when you deal with little girls, the majority of a man is not going to be much, because he's dealing with little girls. They may not look like a little girl. They could be young. They could be old. There is no barrier on age here. I don't agree. I think it's even older women. It's all ranges. It's the mentality. If you are young and still acting like you're a kid, it's understandable. Once in a while you need time to grow. But a grown-ass woman or man, okay, no. No, I call those little boys and little girls that haven't grown up. And when you meet the real women out here and the real men, divine partner, divine women and divine men, you cannot stand up to us because we're too mature for you. And that's why some of them, they'll say things like, oh, no, you know, that person thinks they're better than me. I don't like her arrogance. Or, no, you don't like our position because we stand up. We're not little girls that you can, you know, do what you want to. And then you got the men who likes those girls that are like that until the end, okay? The end meaning until they play them with their little tricks. Yeah. So we'll talk about that another day. Yeah, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and that is truth. That's truth right there. But either way, I'm going to go back to, yeah, reality check on that new relationship is not love. It's emotional Novocaine to get over the pain. You would need to just do it for yourself. Self-medicate you with healing, not drugs, not Novocaine. That's a metaphor. So please don't take that as something when I said Novocaine. It's a metaphor. I think people should actually heal through themselves. There's many ways of healing. One of them is staying by yourself and learning about yourself. How about self-love? And then once you learn how to love yourself, I had to do it. We all need to say yes at one point. We had to. Because if you didn't, then I don't know if you're there. But if you are, good for you. Now we have the spin the block game. And this is all through the breakup. We're going to have now the spin the block game, okay? This is the breakup series. This is the games people play in breakups. 3 months later, the person comes back, hey, stranger. They always do this, right? Hey, I've changed. And, oh, wow, now you've grown. Because, see, sometimes you're not ready for that person that has said they changed. So now you're going, oh, now you've grown up? Now? It's funny how clarity shows up when loneliness clocks in. So that's what's happening. That person now, whether female or male, is now lonely. And when it clocks in, boom, nobody wants them. Nobody wants leftovers. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. It's just I like to keep this humorous. No one's a leftover. I won't say that on this channel. I try to be positive. But if you think that, that's on you. Okay. Thanks for laughing along. That was funny, right? All right, you can't teach a dog old tricks. That's true. All right. So basically, all of this is based on loneliness, which is why self care, self love, empower yourselves with healing first, because that's what's needed when you feel lonely. How you gonna be lonely without someone? No, no one should feel that way. You should be empowered. Like, okay, I got through this. This happened to me, and I'm gonna move forward. And that's it. I know it doesn't sound easy, but if you don't try, how's it gonna not be? You gotta have to do something and not allow your loneliness to have you in a rebound or go back to the same person that you was trying to act like you didn't care about. Because when that happens, then the truth comes out. And the truth is breakups don't end games. They just change the players. Okay, don't forget that. I'll say it. Shall I say it again? Shall I say it again, people? Breakups don't end games. They just change the players. So, and that being real. um, and in reality, why everyone plays the fool. Now here's the part people don't like too much. All right, we ignore red flags because we want the fantasy. Most of us do. We tolerate nonsense because we fear being alone. We lie to them and to ourselves. And the reality check on that is people don't just get played, okay? They participate. You saw it, you felt it, you knew it, and you stayed. Now that's something I have to say. I've made those mistakes in the past, and I know everyone, or basically most people will skip the red flags. Most people stay. And if they don't, their loneliness brings them back, like we just saw there. So basically, because no one else is going to put up with you until you fix yourself, until you get right, until you work on yourself, until you're self-aware of the things that you need to do for yourself, self-love, and all the things I'm talking about has a very big picture in this. But people don't get it. They think a relationship is just like, I'm just going to go out there and date. Don't date no one. I mean, no one wants to play games anymore. I mean, if you did, then you're a girl or a boy. When you grow up, you come check out the person that's already grown. They don't want you. Yeah, little girls, little boys, stay in the playpen, because real adults don't want you. Real women and real men, we don't have time for games. We don't want to be playing with. I'm married now, so I'm happily married, and I don't have to worry about that. Whew, thank God. And some people don't want to get married. That's okay. But don't play games, and don't be played on either, because it's not good. And how you going to know? Take care of yourself enough. You'll know the difference. And please don't come out here with, and I'm not saying on this show, it's complicated. It's not complicated. You complicate it yourself by not understanding the truth. That's what's up. Don't forget that. You got your popcorn yet, people? All right, it's about to go on. Or did it go on already? All right, so like I said, the people don't just get played, they participate. You participated. You saw it, you felt it, you knew it, and you stayed. Nobody wakes up saying, I want to look foolish today. Nobody. But you did it. You stayed there regardless. We do it because ego says win. I got to win at all costs. I can't allow that person to lose. What? We're in competition or race? What? Again, those are little games that little girls and little boys play. And your heart says, I hope they want me. I hope they love me. You know, you can't hope on hope. You got to let stuff happen. And first, you got to love yourself. Don't forget that. Reality says you should have left months ago. That's what's up. When your reality told you that, that's when you should have gotten out of it. Yeah. And it's sad because a lot of us make those mistakes a lot. And it's hard to go through it. But look at it this way. I made that mistake, and now it was a lesson. So thank you for that mistake, whoever you are, Mr. or Mrs., whomever your partner was. And I learned from it. I'm not going to move with that mistake into my next one. And that's really important, because then you just repeat the cycle over and over. And you know why? Until you learn, until you get it. Oh, I don't date no more because I always have it. No, it's not them, it's you. You doing it. You don't date because of that. You date because you haven't fixed yourself. Remember that. Fix yourself, and I don't mean with makeup and your body being redone and fillers and all that stuff you all putting in your bodies now, and fake eyelashes and fake hair and all that stuff. It's beautiful to be beautiful, but you can't be fake on the inside. Okay, that's a no-no, ladies. And men, the same thing. You can't be fake with your heart either, because we'll figure it out. We have intuition, remember, and it's automatic too. So basically, reality is when you've left 5 months ago, figure out why you left months ago in your mind, but you didn't leave physically. Now we're gonna do something called male versus female foolishness, because I like to show up on both. I don't take any side, even though in my mind I do, but you'll never know which side, because I've seen the one that's really the perpetrators in relationships. Well, I'm just gonna leave it there today. So I don't want you guys saying, "Oh, Judge Desire for knowledge think that she's all that." Blah blah blah. I don't care about all being all that, because like I said, if you have a strong mind and you're a real woman, a divine woman, or a divine man, there is no competition. Because your competition and my competition is different. It's not, I'm so beautiful. That's not my competition. All right. And so we're going to go on. Please like, share, and subscribe. All right. And exactly. Be real. That's right. Thank you. Whew. The more real people we get, more harmony it would be. Because then people will know to move on and say, "Oh, thank you for the lesson." Nope. People got revenge. They're malicious. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, period. In the courtroom, oh my goodness, oh man, y'all, I go watch those court shows on TV. Not all of them. I don't have time to watch that, but not all of them are the real courts, but it's similar. Just watch yourselves. You can watch yourselves through other people. If you've been there at the courthouse all the time and you're always there, you're the problem. Unless you're called in there, that person's the problem, calling you in every minute. But fix yourselves, please. There's nothing better than us to learn and realize life is too short out here to be acting the fool. So don't make a fool of yourselves, please. But anyway, let's go male versus female foolishness. So men, we're going to start with you guys. Go get your popcorn. They are off the chain in court. You've seen it. I know, I live it. Man, there's things that I could write a book on it. Who knows? Maybe I will. But anyway, for men, they ignore obvious warnings. Okay, this is the men versus women and how their foolishness creates that. Like nobody plays the fool, but everybody plays the fool. This is a part of their foolishness, I should say. Okay, so men ignore obvious warning signs because she looks good. That's the truth. You guys are visual. You see visuals, and that's it. If it's not visual, you don't want it. It can talk like cluck cluck, gobble gobble, and you gonna be with it because it looks good. And that's sad, because you may not even know that anyone could be much better than the clack clack fizz fizz and the gobble gobble person. So men, please get that together. She looks good doesn't mean that's a good person inside. All right, don't forget that. You think silence means peace, but man, are you wrong. When a woman is silent, that means a storm is coming. So don't get in your head that a silent woman means, okay, I got peace right now, I'm so happy. Nope. It means a storm is coming. So be careful with that. You guys always think that that's what that is, and you always believe, not all of you, so don't take me accurately as far as all. Some of us, I should say. Some of you guys believe that you can fix the person, but sir, you can't even fix your credit score or anything else. Make that make sense. So don't try, okay? You're not going to fix, and same goes for female that try to fix him. No, it's not going to work. You need to fix you. You're the only one responsible for yourself. You're not responsible for people that can't grow up, little girls and little boys. No, they're going to have to go back to school. And I'm talking about the playpen, start over again, get your Barbie dolls, get your Ken dolls, and start over again or something. But no, until they grow up, no, don't try to fix them. Because I had to learn that lesson. Let me try to help this person grow or something. Like, you know what? They need to help themselves. Because if they can't do it, nobody can, right? So we're going to go on women now. Foolishness of women and what they do. They fall in love with potential instead of reality. The potential of, I wonder if they got money. You know how you girls do. I've seen you. The courthouse is always taking every man for child support, alimony, anything you would take them. you would let them live in cardboard boxes if it's up to you. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be real. I've seen this in personally in the courts and outside of there. So I have to tell you, no, not potential like that. The reality is it's not feasible. Okay, don't always think that that's what's gonna happen for you, because it's not. Hear what a man says once. Yep, ladies, hear what a man says once, because I've done this, and ignore what he does repeatedly. So we listen, oh, I'm going to bring you the world. Yeah, me and you, me and you, me and you. But that person's never there. They're not coming back. They haven't been around. They never was around, but you, it's complicated. That's what's messing with you. That is the problem, ladies. It's complicated. Do you ever see a man saying it's complicated, though? I don't. I'm making this fun, not laughing at people. I just want you all to know. I think we need to laugh about stuff and not take it so seriously, but then seriously work on ourselves as well. But it's sad because women, with that being said, they turn into detective, FBI, CIA, and even Google. They're Googling everything. They're going to look for it. Let me see which way I can be. Let me see what I can do. Let me Google how I can be a new woman and play that new woman. Wait, let me ask him, what can I do? What kind of person you like, or what you're interested in. And this is a big one I've seen. And you start telling them, right? They become it. So be careful with that, because that's not who they really are. So in closing, I'm going to say at the end of it all, nobody is completely innocent here, right? Nobody is completely right, but everybody has a moment where they knew better. You knew when the energy changed. You knew when the effort dropped. You knew when the story didn't add up, but you stayed. Yeah, I know, because I've done that before. You know, stay to save the marriage, stay for the children, that stay. Stay because I'm lonely, that stay. Stay because I need the money, that stay. Yeah, keep staying. And then when you actually realize what you stayed for, or that person is not going to be there for you, now you want revenge. I can't. What are you in it for? No. At some point in our lives, we can't stay just for those reasons. Yes, it's nice, but it's not working. This is why you have to consider doing what's right when you're dating and knowing how serious. I mean, a commitment is not just marriage. You have children with that person, you're in trouble. You never getting out. And trust me, I see it in court. You're never getting out. They're never going to. And after that, their children come after you. Your children come after you. So good luck. I'm saying if we are smarter out here and we do what we need to do, we don't have to risk making a lot of mistakes. Our children are never going to be mistakes, but sometimes it's with the wrong ones. And we wish it wasn't. But that's where we have to have discernment. And not all of us are going to know. But we got to pay close attention. Close attention. She said, I'm out. Yeah, we got to pay close attention to that. Because when the story didn't add up, you stayed. You know, the energy dropped, the story didn't add up at the end. And that's a lot of people. You're looking, that person probably never worked a day in their life. Never did anything. They just took from everyone they was with and built their own off of other people, whether male or female, and using it with you. And you there sitting thinking it's somebody that I have potential with. Okay. Just don't. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So before blaming the other person, you should ask yourself, where did I ignore the truth just to keep playing the game? Yeah, that's where you ignored the truth, just to keep playing the game. Because in real relationships, the biggest loss isn't them leaving. It's you betraying your own awareness, like I was stating earlier, self-awareness, just to avoid letting go. So next time you ask, how did I end up looking foolish? Because that's what you did. Everybody plays the fool. All right? Don't forget that song. Maybe you all should buy that album or Google it. Once a leash, always a leash. That's the truth. they need to look at themselves. Yeah, that's true too. And it's sad because I try to come on this channel to help a lot of people because I needed to do this for myself, and now I am. I decided to do a channel. That's my gavel. I decided to do a channel on that so that I can do it for others. And you know, sometimes you won't get those followers or those likes because those are the same ones doing it. They're not gonna like you. They love doing what they do until they get burnt. And they're in the system, and I'll see you there. That's for sure. No matter where you are, you're gonna be one of them. So it's just that it's sad. But what I was saying before I got into that part, I wanted just to say that people really ignore the truth just to keep playing the game, and a lot of people are game players. So heart players, from the manila layers. I don't remember what that was, but you know what I meant, right? Those who know why I went into law, so I could learn to teach others. Exactly, me too. That's one of the reasons, and so that I can also be able to take care of myself as well, because everything is you're gonna need to know legally, period, whether it's self or outside influences. So, like I was saying, and I'm proud of you. I'm glad you did that. Because in relationships, the biggest loss isn't them leaving, it's you betraying your own awareness, like I said, just to avoid letting go. So next time you ask, how did I end up looking foolish? Be honest with yourself, because you chose the game over the truth. That's real talk. All right? So I'm glad to be here with you guys this week. I'm going to see you guys next week on a serious note. It will be legal affairs next week. On legal affairs, I have a serious court thing. I don't want to say topic. That's the word. That is serious, and it's in the media right now, in the news media. And come and watch that this week, and next week, Saturday, I should say. I had fun with you guys. Thank you. I hope those that come in later enjoy this. Like, look at it as a learning tool, not as seriously being clapped over with this gavel. But I tried to bring you the truth and nothing but the truth on Know Your Truth Real Talk with me, your host, Judge Josiah for Knowledge, is adjourned. And I will see you next week, Saturday, at 3 o'clock for On Legal Affairs. Was the pleasure to be here. Keep up the great talks. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Blessings to you all. You guys are what makes it happen for me, so I can reach those that really don't know. That they don't have to come in to chat or anything, but I would like it to reach the right people that are struggling, young people like you said, but then we got older adults that are little girl minded, and they play tricks and continue to be that way. They're not going to grow up, and then they want a grown man or they want a grown woman, and it's not going to work. Anyway, until the next time, stay dry because it's raining up here. And if you're in the sunshine, lucky you. I'm your host with the most, Judge Desire for Knowledge. Ciao. I'll see you on the next week, Saturday.